Well, it's part two to the rant, although I'm not really going to do much ranting because there's really not much to rant about. So yeah, it's part two. We've come down to a little bit of resolution about what's going on here with this stupid ass flash situation or flash drive situation that's been going on here at school. So I come back in on Monday, which was yesterday, and when I was going into second period, the teacher was talking to me about what happened before winter break, which is fine. And she told me about what the system administrator said. And so I basically came up with 4 topics that I brought to the system administrator, or what the teacher brought to the system administrator, so that way I could try and at least get some fixes done with this. And funny thing is that the system administrator thought my points were invalid. I said basically the same stuff that I said in the rant from before winter break, which was on back in December. And basically I said that you can't... basically I said that there's no viruses that can be on a thumb drive that can affect a computer because they just don't exist. It's possible that they exist, yes, but they just don't exist at this current moment. And I actually kind of said that out of place. I got something on my phone here just a second, but anyway. Technically, there can be viruses or corrupted files on the flash drive that can indeed corrupt programs, but it's very, very unlikely. So I came down to that sort of thing with the teacher and the administrator. And ironically, he thought they were invalid. And I like setting up my systems the way they are, so I actually set up using my Microsoft account, so it's synced over some weird settings from the system. And so the system administrator was sitting there blaming me for changing settings on the computer, and I'm thinking, shaking my head thinking, it only changes settings for one user. It doesn't change the settings for the entire computer. The only settings that only user can change is their personalization settings. Default printers and mouse cursors and screensavers and sound effects and default programs maybe, but that's just for the user. It's not for the whole entire computer. That's what Windows 10 does. They give you those options so you can personalize your setup to how you want it. And technically that's not changing settings because you're just setting up your user the way you want it. I mean, technically, yes, it is changing settings, but technically it isn't changing settings because you're not like messing up any of the drivers or any of the programs. You're just changing their defaults. So in a way it is changing settings, but in a way it isn't. And they didn't say anything about me logging in with my Microsoft account, but to hell with it. I'm not even going to bother because if they're going to have an issue with it, why mess with it? I just thought that since they have Office 2016 and I have it, I could sync files between my school and here, and I could work on homework easily, just like Google Drive. Well, speaking about the Google Drive situation, actually, I need to bring that up because that's... Sorry, I managed to press the stop button about the thing. Anyways, so the principal actually called me into his office one day. It was Monday, actually. I shouldn't say one day because I know what day it is. And he called me into his office, and he wanted to discuss with me this email he got. I don't remember if it was from the teacher or the system administrator, but it doesn't matter because it was the irrelevant email. And he wanted to talk to me about the situation, and I basically told him what I knew. I didn't lie about anything. And he was telling me that the system administrator found out that I changed printer settings. Why would I change printer settings? The only reason why I would do that is for duplex printing, to print on both sides of the piece of paper, in which the teacher showed me how to do that. So what kind of fraudulent claim is that? I mean, yeah, I changed settings on the computer like I just mentioned, but that doesn't have anything to do with the printer. That's what the email said. Anyway, but the email basically covered everything, and this Tuesday morning, because I wasn't able to go in after school, because I guess the teacher had to take one of her family people to go do something. I can't remember what, but it doesn't matter. It's personal information. But she said that, they basically came down to the conclusion that because apparently I changed something, that it's against the violations of the school's technology use terms and blah, blah, blah. So I guess I'm off the computer for a week. But the problem is that I was able to log in first period. Can't log in second period. So what kind of fucking block is that supposed to be? Is it supposed to be just for the classroom, for the period, or is it for the entire week in general? Like, can I have some more information, please? I'd like to know. You know, I'm sitting here, I'm like fucking clueless, trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with this situation, and they just don't give me any information. They pretend like it's classified, like the fucking FBI. You know. So, I don't know. I guess I'll find out later. Tomorrow, if on Wednesday I can't log in, then I know that my first period teacher got the info, and he acknowledged that. So, I guess it's not a huge big deal if he figures that out, because if need be, I guess I'll bring in my own hardware, which has Autodesk Inventor on it. I have a student version of it, which is basically the same exact thing as the educational institutional version. It's just the licensing. And I could do my work on my Surface Pro 3. I could do it at school. Like, you know what? To hell with the school machines. I'll just bring in my own son of a bitch. And if they don't like it, give them the middle fucking finger and just tell them, you know what? Your technology use policy is so retarded that it's no use using your stupid systems. I'll just bring my own that have my own customizations on it. And you can't confiscate my property, because then I can turn that into the law. Well, I think I might be able to. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm not going to say that to them, obviously, because my $1,200 Surface Pro 3 is not worth losing. Being honest here. So, yeah, this is just getting real fucking stupid. Like, in my opinion, I just think that it's just so dumb why they ever started this in the first place. At least they actually took the time to come in and they re-imaged my system. They did re-image Windows 10 Pro on the system, which is nice. You know, thank you. But actually, that wasn't the only system that had issues. I noticed another student was having issues with the Photos app, because I noticed the Photos app icon wasn't moving any live tiles. It was showing like a @ sign, then a bracket, then Microsoft Windows something, and I knew that the program was corrupt. So I'm not the only person that's having this issue, but I'm the only one who's getting recognized about it. So, oh my fucking god. Like, this is just getting way out of hand. I just wish that they would come down to some stupid conclusion. Like, if they're gonna take me off the system for a week, which I'm fine with, because I understood that I did change settings on the computer. I will admit to that. But is it supposed to be for just the classroom? Or is it for the entire school? Because I'd like some answers. And nobody's giving me answers. And it's pissing me off because I don't know what to expect. Like, can I work on the computers in first period but not in second period? Like, come on. I'd like to know. Because they made me do scrapbooking in second period instead of doing the stuff in Adobe InDesign, which bored the fuck out of me. But, yeah, I'd like some answers. But the school just feels lazy enough to not give them to me, so I guess I gotta figure them out on my own. So I guess I'll find out on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, obviously, what to expect. Again, I'm stressed out over this goddamn situation, which I shouldn't be stressed out about, because it's a simple situation that the school could have taken in, and they could have come to a simple conclusion. But no. No. That's too hard. So, I'm thankful they re-imaged my computer, so next week, if they unblock me from the system, then I'll have a freshly imaged Windows 10 system, which will be nice. But, yeah. I swear. It could have been simple, but no, they just didn't do that. Like... Anyways, that's enough for this video for now. That's all I know. So maybe we'll see if there's a part 3 to this. We'll see. Because the system administrator himself hasn't contacted me directly about any information. So I'm almost certain that I'm going to have to do that so I can get a final answer so I can just end this freaking rant. Because if I have to, I'll email the son of a bitch and I'll just ask him, like, have we come down to any final conclusions? Like, are you going to block me off the system for a week? Because I can partially log on to the school district computers, which shouldn't be. If you're going to block me, I need to know. Is it just going to be for that classroom, or is it going to be to the entire school district? You know? Because they've tried pulling some stupid crap with me before because I know more about the computer than they think that I do. Because I pretty much know about the same as they do. So they try to pull some stupid restrictions bullcrap on me, like I can't change desktop backgrounds, I can only change the color, and they still think that's changing settings. No, because I signed in with my Microsoft account and I got this ugly shade of blue, and because the Windows version wasn't activated, I couldn't change it. So I technically did not change settings, I just signed in, and it changed it itself, and I can't change it until it's activated. That was a previous issue when we first got Windows 10 on our computers. So I'm glad they fixed that. But anywho, we'll wrap this up because again, that's all I know, and I don't want to keep rambling on. So for now, we'll see if there's a part 3 to this, and we'll see if I have to go any further with this stupid argument that doesn't need to be pushed any further, in my opinion, because this is kind of just getting way too out of hand, and I think that somebody's really gone and screwed up. Well, not screwed up, but they kind of just took in some information differently than what they should have, because my claims were technically correct because the teacher agreed with my claims with the argument. She thought that they were valid, but no, the system administrator thought that I was cuckoo. Fuck him. Like, in my opinion, fuck him. So anyways, that's it for this video. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off now, finally, instead of just sitting here running it on anymore. So, see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it's not a rant.